Hey everyone, Michael here with Hello Cupcake It's Me, and today is Wednesday, May 28th, 22nd, 2024. And thanks for hanging with me. If you haven't done so already, please hit like and subscribe. Then head on over to podcast.hellocupcakeitsme.com to check out the podcast that's updated every Thursday. And then head on over to hellocupcakeitsme.com to check out the blog. And then make sure you follow me on all the different social medias. And also check out my upcoming book, Carpe Diem Scroto, 365 Daily Affirmations, set to be released November 2024 at www.cdsthebook.com. So, how the hell are you guys? I am doing okay. Really tired. Had really strange dreams, not very good sleep last night, and I'm like, of course you're not going to sleep well because you have a full day of driving ahead of you. So yeah, that's what I get to do today. I get to drive with my sister's boyfriend all the way over to Tacoma to pick up a car that he randomly decided that he needed and drive it all the way back. So it's going to be like, give or take 2 to 3 hours there. Traffic willing, it's only going to be about 3 hours there. And then picking it up at the dealership, doing whatever else he needs to do while we're in Tacoma, and then the trek back home. And on the way back home, I need to stop at Walmart and a few places. And so it's just going to be a very long day. Now, I have not gone to the YMCA at all this week. I made my decision last week that I wasn't going to go because I just needed a week off where I could sleep and just hang out and do nothing. Sorry, I literally just woke up. You know my MO. I wake up, go to the bathroom, brush my hair, turn on the video. So sorry. But anyways, yeah, I'm kind of looking. I'm looking forward to the secondary aspect of today. Not so much the whole, I'm having to get up and drive or whatever, but yeah, that's neither here nor there. Anyways, I have another podcast that I'm going to be on coming up on the 28th called The Successful Toy Podcast. And so I'm getting geared up and ready for that, getting things kind of put together that I want to make sure that we talk about, and using my experience with Rainier Avenue Radio and the interview that I had there, and making sure that that doesn't happen again with this coming up podcast, which I'm really worried about because the person is really young and doesn't have a well-developed demographics yet. But you know what? I'm okay with that because even though I'm worried about it, I'm more worried on the aspect of like coming across sounding like an absolute like fool or whatever. But you know, it's gonna be good. And my illustrator got part of the manuscript that they need. So yesterday I'm hoping that the second part of the second part of the manuscript will be given to the illustrator by next Monday. It's just a matter of getting it from the editor to the illustrator at this point. So, what else is going on in life? Oh, so I have to share this amazingly random story. For the last few weeks, I've been in this weird, funky depression and just feeling out of sorts with everything, feeling out of sorts with myself, feeling out of sorts with my friends and my family and my place in the community and this, that, and the other. And, just feeling like, summertime blues, whatever the hell you want to call it. During this time period, I have been thinking a lot about my past, spending way too much time in that rearview mirror looking back and just, playing the what if game. What if I would have stayed in California? What if I would have done this? What if I would have done that? What if this would have happened? What if this would have happened? What if this wouldn't have happened? What if this would have happened just a little bit differently? What if this event happened 4 days earlier or 4 days later? How would that have affected me or whatever? So, May, the last part of April and the middle part of May is always a really hard time for my family. So, in the sequences of deaths, it went my grandmother, and then a few months later, my dad's best friend. So, in 2000, or I'm sorry, no, it was my dad's best friend, then my grandmother, then my father. So, my grandma passed away in 2011. My dad passed away 2012 or 13. And then 3 days later, my grandpa passed away. So, of the same year. So, my dad died on April 27th. 3 days later, my grandfather passes away. So, it was like a double fuck you to the family. And, so, needless to say, it's very difficult around that time period. My grandmother was a huge influence on me and in my life. And, I always tell people the day she died, a part of me died, because it's true. That part of me that did everything to try to honor her and what have you went with her. And I've never fully recovered from her loss. And then there's so much that I needed to and wanted to say to my father that I never had the chance to do so. So I come home the other day and just kind of moping around the house, doing little things here and there, putting some stuff away, moving some stuff, throwing some stuff away, just regular blah, mindless house choring. And I'm thinking about my grandma, thinking about my dad, thinking about what would they think about the book that I'm writing? What would they think about the person I've become? What would, this, that, or the other thing? And, just kind of wishing that I had the ability to call either one of them and just be like, hey, I need you right now. So, as all of this is happening, I get a phone call. And it's my landlord. And I was like, God damn it, what does he want? Now, what makes this a significant aspect of the story is that my landlord and my grandfather have the same name, except for the last letter is an N for my landlord and a D for for my grandfather. So, it's Harland. So my grandfather was Harland, Land. My landlord is Harlan, Lan. But in my phone, it's Land. So I was like, oh, fuck, what does he want? Answer the phone. Hello? Now, usually when he's calling to talk to me directly, he's, hi, Michael, it's Harlan, blah, blah, blah. This time, hey, your grandma just tried to call you. Why didn't you answer the phone? When I tell y'all that I got goosebumps and that my heart stopped, it took me a second to like, and then I was like, this is Michael, not your grandson. He's like, oh, I'm sorry. I wonder how she got this number. Well, we were trying to get a hold of our grandson. Sorry. Have a great day. Hangs up. And I'm sitting there thinking, like, did that really just fucking happen? Like, and I'm like almost in tears looking at my phone's end screen that says Harland on there. And the fact that, I was just thinking about my grandparent or my grandmother, just thinking about my dad, thinking about how I wish I could call them, how I wish I could talk to them, so on and so forth. And to have that series of events happen, I was just like, no, this is too much of a coincidence for it to be a coincidence. Like, no, I have to take this as a message from the other side, from the universe, whatever you want to call it, that my loved ones were getting through to me. And so after I regained composure, because I started crying a little bit, I called my mom. I'm Mom, I need to tell you something freaky. She's like, well, if it's freaky, I don't really want to hear it. I said, you don't have a choice. Like, you need to hear this. And I told her, she's all, no fucking way. I'm like, yeah. Like, how random is that? She's like, okay, Michael, you know what? You know stuff like this happens all the time, and you're always talking about like your experiences that you've had and this, that, and the other thing, and here's one of them. I'm like, yeah, I I can't explain this one away. It was too damn random. And she's like, well, okay, so dad, grandma, grandpa were all thinking about you. I was all like, yeah. So that kind of put me in a better mood for the rest of the day. And I've been feeling slightly better day by day after that like event happened. So um I'm not a religious person. I'm a spiritual person, but I don't talk about my spirituality all that often or hardly at all on this channel. I have an entire channel dedicated to that. or whatever else that I don't like cross pollinate with, because um, that's not what this channel is about. This channel is all about being who you are and working on yourself and mental health and whatever. So it was kind of interesting to see how things have played out. And yeah, it's really stuck with me over the last few days that even happened the way that it did. And then last night, I was not feeling the best and just feeling kind of mild. And I get another call from my landlord that was a call and hang up type situation. Like he misdialed because it rang for just long enough for it to pop up on caller ID and then went away. I was like, okay. If you're using my landlord to get your messages through to me, I'm getting them loud and clear, but could you figure out a different way? Because I get anxiety having to talk to my landlord. I was brought up that whenever the landlord came around, it was always a bad thing. And so, even though I'm not doing anything wrong, I still have that whole like, oh, pit of despair, what the hell, blah, 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 like feeling. So yeah, that's where I've been lately, just kind of moderately depressed, worried about like trying to get the book thrown together. I've got to talk to the PR person and start planning our next PR event, because there is a lot of stuff that still needs to happen. I'm nowhere near the goal that I need for getting the money together. I don't know if I need to put together a GoFundMe or whatever else, but I'm accepting donations from anywhere that I can pick them up. So if you feel so inclined to do so and you would like to donate, you can go to support.cdsthebook.com. And even if it's like $2-3, that would be awesome. I had someone randomly send me $10 a few, well, I want to say a few days ago, but I know that it was like a week or two ago. And I was just like, oh my God, thank you so very much. Like each and every dollar that is coming in is going to that book. Like I have an entire little baggie of money right here that I am just putting all that money into. And then as I'm getting little bits and pieces of money, I'm saving out a little bit for myself and stuffing that envelope filled with money. My big purchase is getting ready to come up where I buy my ISBN numbers. The ISBN numbers are going to be $295. I have 217 of that. And I need to be able to pick those up. And that gives me 10 numbers. And I don't understand how the hell they figure all of this out, but one ISBN number is 125 US dollars. 10 US or ISBN numbers is 300 US dollars, and then it goes up from there. So like the more you buy, the less expensive it works out, like cuz originally I was just going to buy like one ISBN number, because in the early stages of me putting the book together or whatever, that's all I thought you needed. But no, you need a freaking ISBN number for every version iteration, whatever you want to call it, of your book. If you have a digital copy, you need an ISBN number for that. If you change the cover from blue to red, you need an ISBN number for that. If you want it in paperback, you need an ISBN number for that. If you want to change, if you want it offered in a hard edition, you need an ISBN number for that. If you want to change the word the to them on page 615, you need an ISBN number for that. So it's just like, oh my God. Like nickel and diming and paywalling and everything else in between, and just wow. But anyways, guys, I need to start getting ready to go on this little adventure with my sister's boyfriend. But before I end it all, not end it all like I'm going to kill myself, but before I end this, now I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, so before I end this, I am in the process of setting up podcasts here on YouTube. And I started that process last night before I went to sleep. So you should see a new tab in the on my YouTube channel that says podcasts, and that's going to be where you can listen to the podcast that I do on Thursdays now. If you are still listening to it through Spotify or any other services, there's like 15, 16 different podcast services where you can get it. Apple Music. You can still get it on Google Music for just a little while longer. You can get it on Amazon. You can get it through Spotify, like a whole bunch of different places. Well, now you're also going to be able to pick up the podcast here on YouTube. But the URL that I will continue to give out, podcast.hellocupcakeitsme.com, takes you to Spotify. So yeah. And if you want to be part of my podcast, hit me up, send me a message, put a link, or put something in the comment section, or shoot me an email, hellocupcakeitsme@gmail.com, and then we can talk about it and go from there. So thank you guys for watching this long if you have done so, and I will talk to y'all later. Bye guys.